Hello everybody, it's Scribs. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about art and efficiency. So when I'm doing a lot of these prompts, I'm actually drawing right now. I'm going to try to draw and talk and see what I can say about the topic. So when it comes to art and efficiency, I do find myself often wanting to draw quicker and produce a lot more art than I do. One of the reasons is because of social media, which is like the worst trap to fall into. Do not fall into this trap where you want to try to rush your art and rush the work that you do just because everybody is posting on social media. Like some people post daily, and you think like, oh, they did all of this in one day. You know, not only could it be a backlog of work, but also it's okay to go at your own pace. Doing this challenge is definitely helping with my efficiency when it comes to art, but I do think that ultimately it's like kind of okay the pace that I'm going at. I used to be really upset with myself when I couldn't finish a drawing in one day that I had done. Like, and I tried, and it was like not even including backgrounds and everything. And then when I would try to include backgrounds or try to plan something that includes backgrounds, it would take a week. There's gonna be some more art that I think maybe it's in this week later on, and it has backgrounds and everything, and it didn't take that long to do. And I was definitely way prouder of myself than I've been in a while, because I think that was my goal, right? I wanted to, at some point, draw and make art that I could just do in one day. And, like, now I can finally do that. So, there's this overwhelming joy that I can finally draw more efficiently. But there's also the fact that it wasn't a bad thing that I needed to take more time. Like, the thing about life is you're busy. You don't only have time to do art all the time, and when you finally get to sit down and draw, it needs to be an enjoyable process. And I think sometimes that gets forgotten because you're just trying to draw and trying to not impress, but trying to share that art with the world, or you're trying to compare yourself to other people. Like when it comes to having an art channel, okay, I do need to draw at a certain speed just so I can end up posting, but like for real, getting to just getting to, how do I say this? Being able to take my time with these prompts is actually pretty good, you know? I think that I wanted to speed up my art process and also just improve my art at the same time. And when you do a challenge, that's like ultimately going to happen naturally, especially if you get in the spirit of drawing more often. You will very easily begin to see your mistakes. So that's what's been happening. It's been way easier to see where I'm falling behind, in my opinion, and what I need to work on. But it's also been really easy to pick up my pen and just draw and have no problem with that. Whereas before, it was like I'm struggling with coming up with ideas. I'm struggling with even like streamlining my process. And that was like one of the most worrying things, I think. Like I kept changing the process of how I drew every 5 seconds. And so it was just like I'm never getting to be content, because in all the times I draw, I'm wanting to experiment, and I'm wanting to experiment in such a way that like my art ends up swinging in the opposite direction. And I think that mainly happened because I wasn't drawing all that often. So when I finally got to draw, I wanted to try something new. But I feel like if you draw every day, you will want to try something new because you're used to drawing the same thing, and you're going to be able to do it just like a little bit more freely. In terms of the art that I drew this week, I really loved all of the prompts. I think that I redid the ones before. Is this my minimalism prompt? Yeah, it is. Okay. I kind of like this one. It's not my favorite, but I redid the ones that I didn't like from the other weeks just because I wanted to have a portfolio of art that I liked in general, considering I'm going to be going into a new the next challenge and do a sort of boy Vember. I don't know what to call it, but I'm just gonna draw all my boy OCs in like 3 different situations so I can get more used to them, the same way I've gotten used to drawing my girl OCs. So I think that's gonna be one of the another beneficial thing that has come out of this experiment, and that I feel like I can do that now. I feel like I can draw a little bit more and a little bit I can draw a few things that I think I was scared to before, which is so funny to be like, oh yeah, I was scared to draw you know, I was scared to draw this, I was scared to draw that, but it was mainly because I hadn't had an experience with it, and that's why I felt so proud of myself with this challenge and finally being able to draw props and backgrounds in some of my art. One of the things I really thought was also very important in this process was sticking to a routine and sticking to consistency, but I wasn't really able to do that all that often because I kept falling behind on prompts. So a lot of these prompts I ended up doing like multiple days in a row. So at that point it really became clear to me that the most important thing was going to just be finishing the challenge and doing all 30 prompts. Like if I fell behind, I wouldn't stop doing it. That way I can improve my efficiency, because now I have to do 3 prompts at once, you know? So if I'm doing 3 prompts at once, how fast can I go? You know? It's like I'm gonna make the best product I can, but I also need to finish this within a certain amount of time. Yeah, so doing a lot of these prompts, I ended up doing like all on the same day. And I think I went up to doing 3 a day at one point, or I split it into 2 a day and then another 2 a day, because I didn't think it was possible to do these like 3 a day because of my energy levels. I was so tired. I think one thing that has let me that has been brought to my awareness with this efficiency thing is, okay, I like how I do my art process now, right? But unfortunately, I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, I don't like how I pick colors. So now I'm getting to see a different area in which I'd like to improve, and it's great, but it's also like now I feel stunted again. So I'm like glad that this was being able to be exposed. So that's why I'm like, it's okay to not be as quick as you want to be in art, but eventually when you do get there, you're gonna, like, the cracks are gonna come and you're gonna see what you want to change. And that's kind of why I wanted to get to draw more often, not only so I could be consistent in my art, but so also I could see these cracks, you know. I'm always feeling like, you know, my art wasn't necessarily growing and I was kind of stuck, but now I don't feel so stuck. because now I'm like, oh, I have to work on this. I'm seeing my mistakes. I'm recognizing certain things about anatomy, like, all the stuff that I was really trying to pay attention before, but I didn't feel like I had enough experience in. Now I'm getting to just feel it like wholeheartely. And so when in the past, when I thought I was making bad art, or even now in this challenge when I felt that I made bad art, like, the best thing about it is, like, I caught my mistakes. And, like, being efficient sometimes it's supposed to be like you get good work, right? But to me, or you do something quickly, like, to me, I would rather have something that is a little bit better in terms of quality than just something that, like, looks nice. And I think that's why I was, like, really excited about that's why I'm really, like, more okay with being slow. Not that I was excited. Yeah, that's why I'm more okay with being slow, because it may take me a while to work up the energy to draw. It may like, I only get inspired to work at night, which is really annoying. Like, so, and then sometimes I feel like the glare is too much for me on my iPad or whatever, since I've been primarily doing digital art. So then I, like, refrain and wait until the sun sets. And even though the sun sets earlier now, I still end up drawing closer to 2 a.m. But yeah, so at that point, when I'm wanting to sleep, I don't want my art to take a long time. I want to be efficient in that way. But starting off slowly and then working up to this, I feel like, I don't know, there was always that moment where I'm like, oh, something's wrong, and I can't place it, like, I can't figure out what I think is wrong about my art. And, like, now I feel I have a bit of a better grasp on identifying that, and that's really what I wanted more than anything. Like, I wanted to feel like I understood what I was doing, and I wanted to have this in sync vibe. So, and that's what I have now. I think I know that though I'm having a bit of discontentment, this is a good thing. I feel like it sounds so weird to say. Like, it's a good thing to feel like, I need to push myself more. I need to do this, and that, and then, like, I'll be okay. But I know why I'm reluctant to feel that way. like imagine you finally fall in love with your art and then you're, like, upset again. But it's not. I still think I'm making good pieces, which is better than hating it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Not watching. Tell me, do you think you're quick with your art? Do you think you're slow with your art? Tell me which one was your favorite piece of this week, and have a great weekend. I will see you next week for the final pieces of October and a little tour. Oh, actually, might post that later this week, actually. Okay, bye!